Hey guys, it's Tony Gattari here from Achievers Group with another passionate and practical business video vitamin. Guys, I wanted to talk to you about the 4 different types of team members. And I just wanted to sort of share with you some insights, having worked with hundreds and hundreds of companies, having lots of staff myself, of the 4 different types. The first type of team member you'll have is the committed, competent person. They're committed, they're competent, they've got the skill and they've got the attitudes. Now these guys are your stars. These guys are rock stars. They're almost impossible to replace but here's the weakness. Because they do things so well and they're so committed, so competent, we can overload them. We can ask them to do things and they're agreeable, but what happens is with that overloading, they can snap. And when they snap, they don't come back. They just resign. They've already made a decision. There's no way coming back. So I want to make sure that if you've got the committed, competent, the stars, please look after your stars. Please make sure you don't overload them. And please make sure that you continue to reinforce how important they are to your business, because they do need motivation occasionally. The next type is a very dangerous type. Very dangerous, very deceptive. It's the uncommitted, competent. So they've got the skill, but the attitude is crap. And, you know, they can survive, I'm telling you. Many organisations have got a lot of these people because they're really hard to determine whether to get rid of, because you say they're really good at their job, but you know that deep down, they're always trouble. They're indifferent, they've got a bad attitude, they cycle up and down, they create trouble. You can never leave the business, because if you leave the business, they will come in and they're a vortex of negativity sometimes. Their attitude is non-committal and even negative, which is not healthy. And they are, based on experience, I got to tell you honestly here, they are best to exit. Because really, you can't change people's attitude. You can certainly change their skill, but you can't really change their attitude. And this is an attitude deficiency. And really, it is an attitude issue, and you are best to remove them as quickly as possible. And the most surprising thing is that when you remove them, you will probably say to yourself, why didn't I do that earlier? Because they're a bit like a virus and they can spread rather rapidly. The next type of team member you've got is the committed incompetence. So they're committed, their attitude's right, but they're just not really good at what they're doing. Now, that is an issue usually of training. So you might have to go back and we haven't trained you correctly. Or ultimately, if they can't be trained on that area and you want to keep them, it would be best just to move them to another department. Move them to another task that they're more comfortable doing. Because they are triers, they're just not getting the results, they're not doing it correctly. So it's either a training issue or you actually move them to another department. Now, if you can't move them to another department, you actually may have to remove them, but that should be your last option, not your first option, because their attitude is good, and that's what you should be looking at. And the last type of team member is the uncommitted incompetence. So they're uncommitted, they don't want to be there, they're negative, they're destructive, and they're really bad at what they do. And it's really obvious what you've got to do there. You don't have to be rocket science to work this one out. You've really basically got to get rid of them ASAP. And usually you'll find this out because, you know, you have a probation period, and trust me, if they're not performing during a probation period, which is the courtship before the marriage, they are only going to get worse once they get out of that probation period. So if you're going to have to let them go quickly. And all I can tell you guys is hire slowly and fire quickly. That is a powerful motto of employing people, retaining people, and making sure that you have the best people moving forwards. So guys, until next time, God bless you. Have the most amazing week.